Biafra, superstars, media.
There you have it, my people. There you have it. You've heard from the so-called DSS chief talking about protecting oneself. You don't have to wait for them to come down. You do it yourself in a communal way, societal way, your territory, your village, your states, your region, you name it, your country. That we have done in the name of Nnamdi Kanu. That we have done in the name of Simon Ekpa. And that we are doing in the name of Dr. Ngozi Orabweze. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, this is what we've been doing. What is different between what we did to protect ourselves, the floating of ESN, BLA, and the rest of them to protect our territory? Today, in the Yoruba land, they have their Amotekun. Today, even in the north, they've gone further to bring in an Islamic twist that they now have vigilantes and those they call Hizbah. They came with an Islamic twist, a religious twist in their own security outfit. In the Middle Belt, they've got years. And we all heard about the one that happened in Edo State, Uromi. So people around the whole world, what case, what is the crime against Nnamdi Kanu? That all he did was to bring up, set up a security outfit to protect the land of Biafra. Instead, in the case of an Igbo man, in the case of a Biafran, when we did, or we were pioneers because he had a vision and foresight, when he came with this, the response we got from Nigerian government was to attack him. The thank you that we got for coming up with something innovative to protect your own territory was for the Nigerian military. Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, Lakurawa, to come together. They came with a new policy where they now embed their terrorists in their police, in their army, in their navy, in their customs, and they brought them to Biafra land to wage the second Biafran war in Biafra land against Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, ESN, and now the BLA. What else can we do to protect our land? We did what this man is confessing now. Yet, they still see us, or they saw us as the aggressors. So please, I'm calling upon the legal team, Barrister Aloy Jimako. I've heard what you said on tweet, but that's not enough. You must take this case on the old school way. That's the best way. Shame them with their own words. Shame Nigeria with their own words. Take it back to the old school way. The man they call Matlock. I believe you are old enough and you have been watching those TV series in your youthful days. I was a child watching those TV series of Matlock and I understood what he was doing. He never lost a case. And the most difficult case for him was the one that luckily he found an audio by the culprit. And when he played it in court, the judge had his hands on his head. The defendant team, they had their jaws dropped to the floor. And he won that case. So please, I'm calling upon Aloy Jimako. Writing on Twitter is not enough. On Twitter, you said, and I quote, you said, defend yourselves. It's the same thing Nnamdi Kanu said that was twisted to justify the extraordinary rendition and charging him for incitement of violence. It's also the same thing that led to the proscription of IPOB and the hounding of young Igbos as terrorists. Hashtag injustice. Aloy Jimako, it is not enough. Writing this on Twitter is not enough. We want you to take it to the court. Take a snippet of this video or the audio and play it to the judge. Let him hear with his own ears. And then let him come up with the things that Nnamdi Kanu has done wrong. Protect your land. Nnamdi Kanu came up with ESN. Our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, came up with the BLA. Protect your territory. Protect your community, as he said. Today we have a policy in Biafra where we are saying all Biafrans must defend themselves. Now, as a sidebar, those who were attacking Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, insulting her for saying Biafrans should protect themselves. Hello? Those of you, the illiterates, the stark illiterates, attacking Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for saying, coming with a policy, a treaty that was signed, that Biafrans going forward should start protecting themselves. Do you now see how foolish you guys looked or are looking now? When we tell you that allow those who are educated to do the job, some of you get angry. But exactly what our Deputy Prime Minister has said is what the DSS boss or chief is saying now. You must protect yourself by enemies. You are the first line of defense. You are the front line. When they come to your house, it's for you to protect yourself by any means necessary. Don't wait and cry or call to Jesus, beg on God to send his angels to protect you. That's madness. Baloney. Don't wait on the Nigerian police. They will not come. They only come after the thing has happened, and they will ask you for what? Some bitter cola and some cash for their fuel and things like that. You must protect yourself. That responsibility lies on you. We have a government, and the government has spoken to us to protect ourselves. The Deputy Prime Minister of Biafra has told us, has ordered us through law to protect ourselves. And some of you are still there attacking her. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. At this point, I want us to once again hear the gospel of Nnamdi Kanu. Some might call him a prophet. Some might call him a man of God. Some might call him the man who saw tomorrow. But I see him as our leader and as a man who knows Nigeria. A man who could forecast, seeing the way the trend of things were going in Nigeria. A man who saw it coming. A man who could tell where the wind was going. Fellow Biafrans, our leader saw this coming because he was speaking from a pure and a clear mind. He wasn't being tribalistic. He was being transparent. He was honest in his analysis throughout. Hence, everything he said has come to pass. Don't get me wrong, the politicians in that zoo, they know the truth, but they are cowards. Tinubu knows what's happening. Even in Yoruba land, he knows what the headsmen are doing. The terrorists are doing in his land, but he will never speak about it. That's the trademark of a coward. Our Igbo politicians, they see what is going on in Enugu State and the other states in Biafra land. They see what is going on. They see the atrocities of the headsmen, the terrorists, and the rest of them. But they won't speak about it. Instead, they came with a twist where they blamed their own. They blamed Nnamdi Kanu, and now they are blaming Simon Ekpa. What a shame. Bunch of cowards. Bunch of cowards. Useless men and women that have gone to the north to pay homage to the caliphate. They have stripped themselves naked and bow down before the caliphate. They have sworn an oath to uphold the rules, the policies, and the demands of the caliphate. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. At this point, I want you to please listen to our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Listen to the gospel, because what he's saying now is playing out in Nigeria. It's like a movie. A just man will always get things right. Watch this and I'll come back.
Is irrelevant. What matters is the policies being pursued by any specific or particular government or regime, not where they come from. When people tell you nonsense about it is our turn, why don't we wait till 2023? They are only deceiving you. And if you allow yourselves to be deceived, things can only get worse. Fulani terrorists will take over your land. Time and time again, I have warned you on this very matter, but some of you never ever listened. I told our Yoruba friends that this thing you're supporting, this very evil government you're supporting, when they tagged IPOB a terrorist group, you supported them. You are going to pay a very heavy price for it.
Hey.
Had the Yoruba journalist stood up and said, IPOB did nothing wrong, you cannot tag them a terrorist group, believe you me, by today, you will not have Fulani people occupying Yoruba forests and farmlands. Because in this life, what goes around comes around.
Come on.
If you support evil today because you're benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you. The same thing happened to APC. The same thing happened to Fulani Caliphate. They brought in terrorists from all across the Sahel. They brought them into Nigeria to try to force Jonathan out of office. Now Jonathan is out of office. They are now, of course, reaping what they sowed, all of them.
I've seen tons of video recently that the Fulani are taking over the forest of the Yoruba people. Let's say the Yorubas. The issue now is that what do you think that the Yorubas are mixing, or what do you think that Yoruba did wrong that makes this Fulani to take over their forest, and what should other states do to avoid this same occurrences in the future?
That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say, enough is enough. It is up to you to do it. You did it during NSAS. You can do it again. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forests, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war. And you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying something about the East? Why did they not say to Eastern Security Network? Why did they not say to me, if you don't stop evacuating Fulani terrorists from the forest, there will be war? Because they know, they understand psychologically that you don't have what it takes to resist them.
Yes.
Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And you're telling me that Nigeria is viably sustainable. Is that what you're telling me? That somehow this contraption is sustainable, it is viable. It can never be. Because the more you stay in one Nigeria, the more you are inviting the Fulanis to take over your ancestral lands, take over your villages, and to make life a misery for you. That is the end game. That is the outcome. If you doubt me, go and do a bit of research. Ask yourself, who are the Hausa people? Who are the Nupe people? Who are the Bachama people? All of these people were steamrolled by the Fulani march to the Atlantic Ocean. And now they're in Yoruba land. They're in their forests. They are in their forests. And who is going to drive them away from there, if not the Yoruba youths? Forget about your useless governors. Your elders are very strong. I love Yoruba elders. The way they behave, the way they talk. Very, very strong. They said they support Akeredolu. This is governor of Ondo State. They support him in what he's doing. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongari in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. That's not what they do. What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place. Tell me that great. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you embrace your mess. You are in one almighty problem.
Tribalism.
People are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, did they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam?
Mba.
I'm asking you a simple question.
No, sir.
But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce Carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers.
Hey.
Centuries ago, you have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia. All the way from Senegambia, they've been expanding, and now they are in Okigwe. All the way from Senegambia, they are now in Okigwe. You are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you.
Gone.
Where are those Hausa people today?
Gone.
Do you see them anymore?
They are gone.
They're saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today?
They are gone.
Do you see them? I'm asking you.
Decimated.
No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Than what is happening right now. I ask you what is happening now. Fulani have now come out to tell you we are Fulani people. Is that not what they are saying now? They are not telling you we are Fulani. No more Hausa Fulani. What does that tell you? That the Hausa race no longer exists. Do you want the same thing to happen to you?
No.
Hausa is gone. It took Fulani very many years before they came out of their shell. Remember before, many years ago, they said we are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Because that time, their subjugation of the Hausa race hasn't been completed. Now they have completed it. Have they not completed it?
Hey.
In the East, they come to the East, I will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw just Okado did that law, Banta. They've taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Hope most of them are proof to us that you are stood. Give us land in Olu. Hope most of them will give them land in Olu. We can go and kill people in people. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer in misery. But see, they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you want Nigeria.
Hey.
That was why Obioso was talking rubbish. He was talking yesterday or 2 days ago. Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation. They are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Yes. Only Fulani stooges can now imagine the East. It took them very many years, nearly 50 years, to accomplish the very simple task of making sure that everybody, be it Ohanese, be it Pandef, be it Governor, anybody you're bringing out must come to the north to swear allegiance to the caliphate. All of them. Bano. Is there any political godfather in the East? There is none. They all go to the north to go and swear allegiance to the Janjaweed. That is why our life is in a mess. That is why they can do something like Obioso and make him the Ohanese President General. In front of our eyes, in front of Koro. And what did they bribe? They gave money to BBC. They gave money to all Zoo newspapers. They started to trumpet Obioso, Apex Group, Apex. You saw them holding their meeting under a canopy. A turn without shame. A whole Ohanese. Under sand, turn canopy. Maybe you saw it. Disgraceful and shameful.
Oh yeah, and
the man looks like a Janjaweed anyway.
Aye.
Talking nonsense. These are people they have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant doing Babiala. In 2014, 2015, 2016, they said he's a warmonger. He's a warmongering. I went to America and I told World Igbo Congress that this war you are avoiding is going to come to your villages.
Hey.
They said, no, it's not going to happen. What is happening today?
Hey.
When Yoruba was supporting the dead idiot called Buhari, did I not warn them that this evil you're supporting will consume you? They never listened. They never wanted to listen.
Hey.
IPOB is a terrorist group. You're trying to divide Nigeria.
Hey.
But yet it's not. People that you are calling bandits, have you heard anybody come out to say, please Buhari, since presidency is there defending terrorists in the forest, why don't you proscribe them? No, you cannot proscribe the Fulani group. Never.
Never.
And all of you, we are supporting evil. When there is the proscribed IPOB, proscribed indigenous people of Biafra.
They were so happy.
These are Yoruba journalists writing junk. Every day they keep writing rubbish. But their land is under siege. In order to ensure that they get into you, they subjugate you. Look at Yoruba land, Ilorin. Yoruba, how did you lose Ilorin? You lost Ilorin because somebody thought or felt that by aligning himself with what he felt was a superior Fulani force, he can defeat his own people.
Hey.
Afonja, what happened? As a result of that miscalculation, the great Yoruba race lost Ilorin to Fulani Caliphate. That is why in Ilorin you have an emir of Ilorin, not an Oba of Ilorin, answerable to Sokoto.
Alimi.
That is where Lai Muhammad comes from.
Afonja.
Sokoto slaves in Yoruba land.
Take it seriously.
Hold it there. Very, very sad one. A very, very, very sad one. Oh, yeah, I thank you so much. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. The last story there, Afonja and Alimi. The story of Afonja and Alimi. The Fulani man, Alimi, he came with his headsmen, his headers, looking for a greener pasture. The same story that is happening now. I told you, the Fulani, they follow one school of thought. They don't have the brain, the capacity to change their story. They follow a narrative that worked for them some hundreds of years ago. The story of Afonja and Alimi. Afonja, a notorious Yoruba man, like you have the Jagaban now. He was not originally from Oyo Empire, the real Oyo Empire. He wasn't from there. He came from a faraway land, but when he got there, due to greed, due to the wealth of that nation, that empire, he chose to go to war with his own people. He chose to exploit his own people. There were communal clash. He was winning. But the greed got into him that when he saw this man, this Fulani man and his headers, the same thing you have playing out now. He saw, oh my God, Afonja saw Alimi, a Fulani man and his headers. They said they were looking for a greener pasture where their cows can eat the grass, can dwell in a greener pasture. Open grazing, the same thing they are doing now. Alimi, as he now had the favor of Afonja to settle for that week, for himself, his entourage, and his cows to eat the grass in Yoruba land. He was now telling his war stories to Afonja. When Afonja heard it, he felt this was his biggest chance to form a great alliance in order to conquer his own people. Today, Jagaban in Lagos, he is now the king of Lagos. The nonsense he is doing in Lagos, he has moved to where? Abuja, to do it to the zoo, the deaf, dumb, and blind, those who say they love Nigeria. Jagaban is doing to them what he did in Lagos. The same goes with Afonja. He heard of the warrior nature of Alimi and his Fulani entourage. Hence, he said, look, instead of staying for a week or two, why don't you stay here? Let me give you a land, but under one condition. You must partner with me. We must go into an alliance. We must sign an MOU, a pact, that together we shall conquer all the lands around us. Help me to do this. And your cows, animals, herders can stay here, abode with us, and enjoy the lushness of the greens, the grass in Yoruba land. Alimi was licking his lips, rubbing his hands, and he went into work. At first, everything looks fine. They went to community, killed as much as they could, and chased away those who were originally staying in Oyo. Because this place you call Oyo is not the real one. The real one is in Kwara, Ilori side. That's where you have the main Oyo Empire. The original Oyo Empire was there. The new one you saw in Ibadan was the migration of those who were really from the real Oyo. To call a spade, the Fulani, they stole the heartbeat of Yoruba land. Kwara State, Ilori, is a special place in the hearts of the Yorubas. But they won't tell you this. The real heartbeat of Yoruba land was captured by Alimi. They won't tell you this. In the quest, in their so-called partnership, they were going community to communities, warring amongst their own with some foreign element. And before you knew it, the empire of Afonja grew. Alimi became his best friend. And they grew into old age. In some books, they will tell you that, oh, Afonja was poisoned by Alimi. But some historians will tell you, no, they became best of friends. There was this partnership and they grew into old age. Until the children of Afonja and Alimi started to grow up. Their parents were in their elderly age. And suddenly, for the fact that Alimi has a warrior spirit in him, a warrior tribe, his headsmen were warriors, as we see today. Suddenly, his first son, Abdul Salami, became the head of the warrior people then. What you call the military now, or, the terrorists now. His son, Abdul Salami, became the head of the warriors. And suddenly, Afonja passed away. Alimi passed away. The throne was now vacant. And suddenly, the son of Alimi, the son of a Fulani man, the son of a stranger, the son of a drifter, the son of an interloper, the son of whom they gave just 2 weeks to settle, to enjoy the grass. Let your cow come and enjoy the grass. The son of a foreigner, the son of a Fulani cabal. Abdul Salami rose up and said, I must be made the king of this empire. There was grumbling from the camp of Afonja because his children, his family, they believe the lineage belongs to them. But of a truth, they themselves don't own the right to the throne because they came in as foreigners as well, although loved by the people, the same way we saw Tinubu, we saw his real passports. His Guinea Noir passport from Guinea. He is from Guinea. We saw his passport from Guinea, but the Yorubas, they pretend they didn't see that. We saw his passport from Guinea, the same thing. Afonja came from a foreign land, but could speak the language of the Yorubas, and they believed he was one of their own. So when he did what he did to them, when he messed their community up, their economy up, their land was stolen by him. When he passed away, Alimi came and said, okay, we have checked the lineage of these two families. None of them technically are entitled to that throne. So I, being the warrior, being the strongest warrior in this land, I want to be crowned king. And anyone who disagrees with me should come to a battle with me. Bring your men to battle my men, and the winner becomes king. The Yorubas, they were scared to go to war with Alimi because they've heard the stories. They know how the caliphate they roll. Instead, most of them chose to go on exile, while the rest, they became servitudes to Alimi, the son of Alimi. That was the first act of cowardice that happened to the Yoruba tribe or race, whatever you want to call it. So when they say, oh, the slogan, the Yorubas, they're cowards, no. It came from a people. Tinubu today, he sees what the headsmen are doing all across the whole country. He says nothing about it. But suddenly, something happened in Uromi, and look at what he's doing now. So I want to believe the real Yorubas, they are people who are upright. But unfortunately, those around them, the leash around them, the snakes amongst them are the ones selling them out. Hence, we call them the Afonjas, the cowards amongst them. Those who are quick to sign an MOU with the caliphate to come to the land of Yoruba, to come and eat the grass of Yoruba, as if the cows enjoy the grass of the Yorubas, as if the grass in Yoruba land is much more sweeter than the grass in the Fulani land. As if the grass in Yoruba land has more juice, more vitamins for the cows to come and enjoy. People around the whole world, you know I'm speaking the truth here. I took my time to study the nature of the Yorubas. What is going on? Why can the people who pride themselves to be the most educated do this? Go to the media space. They are the first to call us, oh, they prescribed IPOB. Go to TVC News. Even when they are discussing about Nnamdi Kanu, the first thing they say, oh, the prescribed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. They are so quick to say it. Call us proscribed. You are calling 80 million people proscribed. To the Yoruba and your media, you are tagging along, going with the narrative of the Fulani cabal. That they branded, they labeled 80 million people as terrorists. And you of all people, you claim you are the most educated in Nigeria. You claim you have gone through the whole schools, the best of schools. You are learned, you are smart. Your IQ is higher than every other race in Nigeria. That's your claim. But you are going with the narrative of those who suck the breast of cow, those who drink the urine of their cow, those who make love to their cow, those who take a dagger, punch the neck of the cow and suck the blood, drink the blood of the cow. You are going with their narrative. You've forgotten what they did to you in a lorry. Suddenly, you've forgotten about all that. This is me taking the story to a different dimension, because I'm not the type who kiss ass. I'm not a yes man. I respect all, but fear none. That's who we are. We call it spade a spade. That's why they hate us. That's why the Fulani come out. They are scared of us, but every time they always go into alliance with the Yorubas. That's why I'm always worried that when will this dry bone rise up? When will these sleeping giants rise up? When will the Yoruba tribe or race rise up again? When and when and when? Very, very sad. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear.
As we speak, Muslims in northern Nigeria want to kill the Christians in northern Nigeria.
duk wani bahaushen mu da sai yana kure tattaro ya dawo gida yaki za a yi fa in qataluukum faqtuluhum kadhalika jazaa'ul kafirin. Na rantse muku da girman Allah idan ku faɗa kuke mu da ma muna sakwata kuma sakwatar ne tushen farawa. Mu za mu fara sai ku karasa din. Mu za mu taso rigima insha Allah daga ƙarshe sai ku kama mana idan za ku iya kama mana. Ku bari ku ji za mu kashe ku. Na rantse muku da girman Allah ni a shirye nake duk wanda yake jin ya shirya yanzu ya mun magana mu je mu tattauna mu sami tun mu ga yaushe wata rana za mu fita operation. Tunda haka kuke so a yi tunda haka kuke so a yi sai a yi daga nan Sokoto za mu fara kona su muna fara kashe su tukunna sai Kano a dauka daga nan a wuce Jos duk inda wani kafiri yake za mu kulkulo shi mu yanka shi wallahi za mu kwakulo shi mu yanka shi yawa wannan shine gobe sallah ko bikin sallah ma ba za a yi ba bikin sallah ma ba za a yi ba.
Muslims in northern Nigeria want to kill the Christians in northern Nigeria. I am saying this thing now. If you need to forward this message to security agencies, if they are pretending that they don't know what is happening on the social media, forward it to them. I have gotten death threats for simply coming out to talk about the Uromi killing. I wasn't justifying it though. I said it is wrong. And somebody said, if they blow whistle, he will kill me first. Because I am a Christian. And because people who killed their brothers in Uromi are Christians. Who told you that Uromi does not have a mixture of Christian and Muslims? These are the conversations that we need to have in northern Nigeria. I try to promote peaceful coexistence in northern Nigeria, showcase the most beautiful part of northern Nigeria in the best way I can. But in situations like this, I will lend my voice to say the Muslims in northern Nigeria are not doing justice to this. I see a lot of you come out to say this is condemnable. Oh yes, the government should take action. You are giving the government ultimatum to take action. It is good. It is fantastic. Can you also touchlight those Muslims who are inciting violence in their localities? We who live in comfortable areas, who do not live in the slums, are not going to face most of these things. But people who will face it are those ones who live in the slums. Before security agencies get to them, things beyond our control would have happened. People come out now with knives on social media to say they are going to kill Christians. And I'm not seeing anybody say anything about it. Nobody is justifying the killing in Uromi. I did not justify it, but I was said, like, people... is here on my comment section. I will post some of them so you can see. Welding knives and saying they are ready. Ready to do what? Gone are those days that in northern Nigeria you have religious crisis. Now, it can never happen again. That one-sided people are going to be killing another person to a lie. No, it's gone. It's gone. In Plateau State, it has happened. In Kano, it has happened. The very moment you hear an event happen in one place, it picks up in northern Nigeria. Because our people are not educated. They don't even know what's happening. The very moment somebody just tell them, see, they've killed people somewhere, they are trying to attack Islam, finish. People are fighting. A lot of Christians are afraid to live within some communities in northern Nigeria. Because any small thing now, they will come and kill you. Oh, we'll come and kill you, we'll come and kill you. I've lived 6 years in Kano. I live peacefully with Muslims. These ones I'm seeing on TikTok, I don't see them because me and them do not mingle in the same circle. But I see them on TikTok here. And guess what? There are people who are within their localities who are Christians that are vulnerable. Nigerian government, this is them for you to take action. No? Don't sit down, fold your arms until this thing happens. These people do not understand we are taking action. These people do not understand we are taking... Go out and clear warning. Say, don't come out or do anything. That's what we want. I beg. Let this message spread. The lives of Christians in northern Nigeria is in danger. And one thing I know that's going to happen is there's going to be a retaliation, because if Muslims start to attack Christians in northern Nigeria, Christians will retaliate. Please, let us do the needful. There are a lot of things we need to uncover about northern Nigeria. I am trying every day, one topic at a time, to educate people about northern Nigeria. But one thing I'm telling you for now, this is a whistle blowing. This is fire alarm. Do with this information what you will. I don't talk my own.
You know the truth, but you pretend. But today, I will expose him and show him in his real color. If you're ready, let's go there. Listen.
Chef d'état-major des armées nigériennes, les honneurs vous auront du part un détachement composé de la musique principale des forces armées nigériennes, de section d'honneur du bataillon parachutiste, aux autres du lieutenant Yager Babakar, chef de peloton, 3e compagnie parachutiste, et de voir mon général.
Mun zo da mu haɗa kai, mun tabbatar mu sojoji ba 'yan siyasa ba ne, aikin da muke yi na tsaro ne. Maganganun da muka zo muka yi yau yadda za mu haɗa kai mu ƙara tsaron ƙasashenmu guda biyu. Mun san cewa Nigeria da Niger 'yan uwa ne, tun ba yau ba muna aiki tare, muna hulɗa tare, muna training tare. To shine muka ga cewa ya kamata, an dan daɗe ba mu samu zo mu yi magana tare ba, mun tabbatar cewa wannan magana da muka yi zai sa mu ci gaba da aiki tare. A gaskiya magana ta wuce yau yadda muka zauna tun da safe, ka tuna mun zo tun da safe muka zauna, maganganun da muka yi mun duba duk abubuwan da suka faru tun daga da har yau, tun daga shekaran da ya wuce zuwa yau. Muka ga kuma ya kamata mu ci gaba da hulɗa yadda muke yi da. Kafin wannan matsalar ta shigo tsakani da mutane suka zo, aka ɗauki mutane suna so su kawo mana sabani tsakaninmu, to mun ga cewa yin rashin magana yana sa abun na yaduwa. Shi yasa muka ce yau ya kamata mu zo mu zauna so da mu gane mu juna cewa tsakaninmu babu faɗa tsakaninmu. Akwai mutanen da muka san cewa suna so su kawo mana tashin hankali tsakaninmu, su a ganin su in akwai tashin hankali abin da suke so kenan. To mu kuma mun san mu ɗaya ne, ba za mu bar su wannan abin ya faru ba. Muna son mu ci gaba da aiki yadda kasashen mu biyu za su samu zaman lafiya.
Matsalar tsaro na daga cikin abubuwan da ke cin wasu waɗannan kasashen ko a ƙwarya. Haka. A lokacin wannan ziyara ta ko akwai wani shiri da kuke neman yi na haɗin gwiwa domin tunkarar matsalar tsaro da tabbatar wa al'umma.
Do you see how they roll? Do you see how this man roll? Can anyone tell me this man just called us a terrorist, bandits and criminals? Can anyone tell me what this man was saying? People from the south that say you believe in one Nigeria, can you tell me what this man, can you even relate to what this man is saying? And you say you believe in one Nigeria. May God bless Nigeria. Rufayo Seni, can you tell me, can you interpret what this man is saying? In a same country, they pretend to you and speak English, and you assume they're part of you. But before your eyes, you have seen this man in the secrets. How he relates his real language, the way he is. This is the real Musa. This same man here is calling us the terrorist. This man, he's in bed with the terrorists, with Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, the killer headsmen. They call them bandits. They call the Fulani killer headsmen bandits. Some of you pretend as if you can relate with a people like this. We are out. We the Biafrans, we are out. I rest my case. I've exposed to you the real Musa. I rest my case. For those who have ears, let them hear. For those who have ears, let them hear.
Superstars Media. Freedom's gonna come. Yeah. Freedom's gonna come. I'm fighting for Biafra, fighting for Oduduwa. Yeah. Freedom's gonna come. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. Yeah. We fight for liberation of the people, of the nation. Yeah. Freedom's gonna come. Freedom's gonna come.